Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem. Agun Erev Shabbos, Agun Chodesh. We're learning Mishna Berura, Daf Hashavua, Siman Samach Vav Sif Daled. Siman Samach Vav Sif Daled. Kohen Shaya Koirei Kriya Shema. A Kohen that was reading Shema, Ukru L'Kros V'Torah. And when Shema, they call him up for an Aliya. So what does this guy do? Yesh Mi Shaimer. There are those who say Shemavsik, that he interrupts. V'yesh Mi Shaimer She'enoi Mafsik. Some say he does not interrupt. V'halacha Kidvarav. The halacha is like the opinion that he does not interrupt. Any Kohanim here? Any aspiring Kohanim? Okay. Says Mishna Berura, what would you say? He's in the middle of Shema, should he interrupt for his Aliya or not? Says Mishna Berura, Kriya Shema, Oisha haya oisek beberchaiseha. Or he's in the middle of Berchas Kriya Shema. Ubein shu oimed be'emtza parak, or whether he's in the middle of the parak, or bein ha'prakim, the same halacha applies. V'kasav Aliya Rabba v'der chachayim debein geula l'tfila lo ya'ala afilu imkru. That between Geula and Tefillah, he should not go up, even if they call him up. Even if they call him up for an Aliya, he should not go up. Why? But on Shabbos, where you're allowed to be mafsik, ben Geula Tefillah, to answer Mishna Berura, then it would be permitted for him to go up. Ve'ein sarach loymar be'emtza shmonesei. All the more, for sure, it goes without saying. The guy's in the middle of Slach Lanu Avinu Ya Amoyira Faivel HaKoyin. No. Continue your Shemana Esrei. Make believe you didn't hear them. Okay, some say you're mafsik. Why? Mibnei Kvayt HaBriyos. Because of honor to people, V'yirasam, and their oah, mafsik v'chanal. Meaning, if you're allowed to be mafsik in Berchas Kriya Shema, Mibnei HaKav, Mibnei HaYira, certainly you should be able to be mafsik Mibnei Kavod HaTorah, V'koshik Mibnei Kavod HaTorah. Well, if he's afilu karli Yisrael alis HaTorah, Gam Kei mafsik. According to this, even if they call the Yisrael to be oila, you would be mafsik. Afilu be'emtza Kriya Shema. So why is the Mechaber talking about they call the Kohen? The reason why the Mechaber picked the case of Kohen is a chidush for the shita that you're not mafsik. In other words, there are two deyas. One opinion is mafsik, one opinion is ain't mafsik. The opinion that you're mafsik, it's because we make a kabel chaymer. If you're mafsik mibnei hakavod mibnei hayira, certainly mibnei kavod hatayra. Then it would come out even if you're Yisrael. Why do we talk about a case of a kohen? Because of the shita of Einoi Mafsik. What's the reason for the shita Einoi Mafsik? The taimam, their shita is the Einza Bizayan Latayra. Why? Kivan she'Einoi Mafsik, since you're not being Mafsik Mishum Sha'isik B'mitzvahs Kriya Shema Berchaiseha. How is it a Bizayan to the Torah? The reason why I'm not being Mafsik is because I'm being Shomer the Torah. V'gam Afal Pishu Koyen. But he's a Koyen. Aren't we worried that people are going to question his lineage if he doesn't go out? Im lachash lifgamai, im layala, sheyoitziu alav lashu pasal, that there'll be mighty lads that he's pasal. Kivan demashe ino oila, since the reason he's not going up, humishim sha'oimed b'makam she'ena rashai lahafsik. Because he's in the middle of Shema, nobody's going to say, maybe his father has some kind of question about his lineage. People see where he's up to. Ein b'zeh pagam, v'yeda akol demechad, everyone's going to know that this is the reason. And even a Yisrael could take his place if there is no other Kohen. Let us begin the next Mishnah briefly. The halacha kidvarav, that einoi mafsik, that you're not mafsik for an Aliya, says the Mishnah Berura, v'ha'achroinim kasvu de kahayim noyagin ha'olam kayesh oimrim kama. Even though the halacha is like the second Yeshayim, by the way, is the Rajba and the Tshuva. The first Deya is the Bal Hamanig. So even though the Mechaber says halacha that you're not mafsik, the Achroinim, right? Which Achroinim? Levush Lachem Chamudas and the Knesset Gdala, right? The Kayom, the Minog is like the first Yeshayim, Va'afilu B'kara Yisrael, even if they called up Yisrael, who oimed be'emsa kriya Shema, and he's in the middle of Shema. What about if they call the guy up for maftir? He could take the Aliya. And if the minhag is the oilel maftir reads the Haftarah, he could read the Haftarah. And if he needs to bench goimel, he shouldn't bench goimel. By the way, I got a very interesting shaila I don't know the answer to. Just on topic of goimel. Do you remember last week in Parshas Yisro we spoke out from the Chida and the Machzik Bracha that Moshe Rabbeinu didn't bench goimel when he came down from Shemayim? Because if you went somewhere because Hashem commanded you to do it and you're doing a mitzvah, you don't bench goimel when you survive. Avram Avinu didn't bench goimel after Orkazdem. So the shaila is a soldier who's fighting in Gaza. If you're going to say it's a Melchemes mitzvah, because the Rambam says even if you don't say, just simply the Rambam holds that Ezras Yisrael meets Tsar, protecting Jews from Tsar is Melchemes mitzvah. So it's a mitzvah for him to go. He survived the war. Does he bench goimel when he comes back according to the Chida? Good shayla, right? Fine, I don't know the answer. Vafilu bekaru Yisrael, even if they called him as Yisrael, v'oimeh be'emsa kriya Shema, and he's in the middle of Shema, and even though there are 50 other Yisraelim next to him, after nucha lahasig Yisrael acher, even though we could get another Yisrael afal pikein noyagin shemafsig mibnei kvadat Torah, the minhagis were mafsik because of kvadat Torah. What about to go up for berchas kayanim? The Kavachayim brings in the name of the halachas katanos. If there are other kayanim, he should go out. If he's the only kayin, he dochins. And he should try at least to finish the parsha, very least the pasuk. Reb Chaim Kanievsky says, no, even if there are 100 other kayanim, you go up in middle of Shema to dochin. Okay? Levadim hu oimeh b'pasuk Shema Yisrael, unless you're in the pasuk of Shema, u'baruch Shem, the lo yasig be'amtzon, ela yigmareim v'achach yaleh, ve'ein l'shanois haminog l'bnei hamachlekes. Don't change this minog. This minog is, people get very sensitive about this minog. The minog is you do go up. So you're middle of Shema, whatever it is, you came late, you were on a flight, you came late, you're middle of like that, it could happen. I think when we landed in Panama, the flight was late, we came into a big shul, there was one minyan, we were behind because we arrived late. Luckily, they didn't give us an Aliya. But if they would have, then you would have to go up. The halachas you don't go up. Yeah, but the minog is that you do go up. So don't get the wrong impression. Many people say minog breaks halacha. Chas v'shalom, minog breaks halacha. It's only if there is a shita in the Rishonim that is brought in the Paiskim, and the halacha is the other way, but if the minog is not like that, then you can follow Yisharim. But not, stam, your grandmother, a guy once told me, his minog is to talk by davening, because his father spoke by davening. And the answer is, the malachim are going to take this guy, and their minhag is going to be, they're going to be noiheg to put him in the same place upstairs where his father is. I'm sure he did other masim tovim, and he'll get out, but the poskim also bring minhag is oisi ois gehenim. The road to a hot place is lined with many, many beautiful minhagim. So you have to know what is a minhag. A minhag is something that you're noiheg based on a shita of Rishonim. Just because your father did something, that doesn't necessarily have any bearing on the way you should do it. Okay, that's our in line of, it's in all seriousness, but also, at least if you smiled, you'll be Mekai Mishanichnas Adar Marv Mesimcha, even though Reb Chaim holds it doesn't start yet. But the Chassam Sofer in the Tshuva, he ends off a Tshuva, he says, Aleph, the Rosh Chodesh Adar Rishon, She Marbim Boi Besimcha, which is mashma that Mishanichnas Adar starts even Miyayim Aleph. Rabbi Isai, have a great Shabbos. We'll hold it over here, and we'll pick it up Monday. Yeah.
What about Birchas Kayan and Rizdan and Shon Esrei?
No.
On the topic of Goimel, I didn't get a chance to listen to the shir. Would that mean that for any mitzvah you shouldn't bench Goimel? person flies to a chasana and Eretz Yisrael, he was being kind of a mitzvah, going to a chasana.
He's flying for many reasons to Eretz Yisrael. I mean, they're all a mitzvah.
Well, actually, going to Eretz Yisrael maybe is a...
The mitzvah. Going to Eretz Yisrael kind of mitzvah.
You know, or is it only when you get Nevuah? But Hanani, Mishael, and Azariah, they risked their life. Yeah, he says it applies to, let's say, Hanani, Mishael, and Azariah. They didn't have to bench Goimel because they had to give up their life. I don't know. I don't know if we I just brought that more as a Dvar Torah. I don't know if it's lahalacha. Look into it.
Who says Avraham didn't bench Goimel? Like Rakasi. If he did.
I never heard in the records of the shul over there. They don't have a record that he gave after the Mishna Berura that he made. We don't have any record that. Yeah.